Hey guys, I know it's been a while since my last post, but I wanted to update everyone on everything going on here in Israel. So it's November now, it's nearing the end, and actually it's coming up close to Thanksgiving, one of my favorite holidays, and also Thanksgiving also lands on Hanukkah. So we have a combination of holidays going on here in Israel. So if you don't know about Hanukkah, Hanukkah is also known as the Festival of Lights. It is celebrated here, but it is not a major religious holiday. The history of the holiday basically goes back in history when Judah Maccabee led a revolt against the Greeks who were taking control of the temple at the time, and they were making very bad decisions and being tough on the Jews. So they revolted and they got the temple rededicated and got to honor God. So Hanukkah is going to be starting here. And for most Israelis, that means there is a supply of sufgoniot, which in Hebrew means donuts. So there's a lot of donuts at all the bakeries in town, which if you like donuts, it's good for you. So I'm very excited to try some of these Hanukkah donuts. As for Thanksgiving for me, I will be missing it, but thanks to Hebrew University and the Hillel here, I'm going to a very nice Thanksgiving dinner hosted by Hillel. So that's a quick update on the holiday status here. The weather is still beautiful for all my family back in America. It was actually 80 degrees today in parts of Israel, and I know back home it's a little bit colder. Doing really well. I have gotten used to getting around the city thanks to the many means of transportation we have here in Jerusalem. There are the bus systems, which you can use easily, and the new light rail, which is a train that runs through the city, and that's my main means of transportation. So I'm getting used to getting around on my own. Last time I didn't talk a lot about what's going on here in Israel, so I'm going to discuss a little bit about that today. One thing that is extremely different here than in other cities in the country is Shabbat. So Shabbat is the end of the week in the Jewish calendar. It's also the holiest day for Jews. It is the day that God commanded they rest on the seventh day. So Shabbat here in Jerusalem means everything mostly shuts down. No one goes to work. It's a time to spend with your family, to reflect on your life, and to give thanks to God for everything that is in your life and appreciate it. So here it gets very quiet on the weekends. So from Friday night to Saturday night, the city is pretty much shut down, which is very cool and an extremely interesting cultural phenomenon to see a city stop like that and take a big inhale and exhale before the start of a new week. I think it's very nice. I also wanted to discuss my studies here. I've been studying Arabic as I am a Middle Eastern Studies master's student here in Hebrew University at the Rothberg International School. So I've been learning a lot. The language is extremely interesting. It is challenging to learn though because it's a very complex language, but it's been very challenging for me, but I'm appreciating learning a new language. So I'm going to share with you something that I've learned. It means, how are you? And we're learning MSA, which is the modern standard Arabic. So this is what is in the newspapers, what's written in most scripts, and what's spoken on news stations. So no one actually speaks MSA. They speak dialects of Arabic. So depending on where you live, you speak a different dialect. But MSA is the common grammatical way to write and read. So we're learning that. So I can say, how are you? So you can pass it on to anyone you want to say, how are you? It is Kaifa Halika. So how are you? That's just one of the exciting things that's been happening here. Also, I learned that there is football in Israel, and I mean American football, not soccer, because there's no lack of that here. Everyone loves watching soccer, or football as they call it, here and in the rest of the world. Us Americans are the only ones who say soccer. So there's an American Football League here in Israel, and it's actually gaining popularity, and it's thanks to the Kraft family. They set up this league here so they could introduce American football to Israelis, and have another sport. There's leagues here that represent each of the big cities. So I think that's kind of cool, and I'm hoping to go to one of those games because I do miss me some American football. I'm a sporty girl. So that's very interesting that I found out about that. I've also been volunteering at a museum in the Old City of Jerusalem. It's called the Siebenberg House, and it's interesting because it links back to what I was saying before with Hanukkah. Now, this house, they went to do some renovations in their basement, and they found over 2,000 years of history in there. And this house is proof that there has been a continuation of a Jewish presence in Jerusalem and in the land of Israel. They have stones dated back to the Second Temple period. You can see the ash from the destruction of the Second Temple, and there are stones dated back to the Maccabee period, which goes along with Hanukkah perfectly, since the Maccabees, that was the time of the miracle of Hanukkah. So it's incredible that I'm able to help out at this museum and volunteer, and it's just once again proof of a continued Jewish presence here in the land, and that's priceless. And to be in a place where who knows who walked from the Bible is incredible. Everything else that's going on, it's relatively calm here. I know that the world headlines are talking about the Iran nuclear deal. And yes, it's also on the headlines here in Israel as well. But as a student here, the only people who are speaking of this big controversy are actually the American and international students. I haven't yet spoken to an Israeli who gave me their opinion about what this deal means to Israel. I do know that the eyes of the world are on Israel right now, and it's exciting to be in this place at this time, and I look forward to everything that is going to go along moving forward. So continued prayers for everyone here, and just wanted to share what's going on. I will hopefully be checking in more often. Studies are a bit difficult, and our semester ends in 2 months, so we're halfway through. The toughest is coming along. But I just wanted to keep you posted on everything that's going on here. Also, since my last post, we found an American coffee maker. So I'm a happy camper. I have some American coffee. That's it here from an American in Israel. Follow me on Twitter, and you can get posts and updates, news stories about things going on. And I'm going to share a link to one of my favorite Hanukkah songs in honor of the upcoming holiday. To everyone back home, have a great Thanksgiving, and I'll talk to you all very soon.